Hey, Don, the Auction Professor here. Today we're going to talk about payment policies. Most people that I talk to seem to have a 2-day payment policy where they demand payment within 2 days from the day that the purchase was made. I know in a real-world situation, you usually pay immediately, but the auction-wise in online sales in general, for eBay anyway, is a totally different atmosphere. For us, I have a 7-day payment window, meaning I don't even worry until it's been at least 7 days. It actually helps my business, in all honesty. Most people feel that they need to get the payment right away, and in some cases you need the money right away. But once you've been doing this a little while, you realize that it doesn't matter when the money comes in as long as you sell it. I would rather have $200 sale in 7 days than no sale after waiting 2 days. That's just my personal opinion. And also with that, when you actually, open a case after only 2 days, the person pays, chances are they're not going to come back to you, no matter what you're selling, because they realize that you're just not flexible with what you do. For us, when I do a 7-day policy, I've got a ton, more than 22% return customer rate right this minute, which is key to doing areas that I sell in. Collectibles, you got to get the same people back. If you're selling in the same category over and over and over again, you're going to see the same people all the time. So if you've blown their business, you've blown a good chunk of opportunity for your own self to increase your bottom line. 1 in 5 people almost that buy from me have bought from me, at least once before. Most of the time, it's somebody who's bought over and over again. When I get a new customer, because I offer such great customer service, I try to pack as well as I can. I try to list as honestly and accurately as I can, even if it means I undergrade everything. I've got a great rapport with the customers that I deal with. So again, I'll wait 30 days to get payment on some items from some people because I know they'll pay. I've been dealing with the same customers for almost 5 years in some instances, where I know a lot about them just from conversing on eBay through purchases they've made. So, that's building a customer service. That's going to build up your store faster than demanding payment immediately. There's people that demand immediate payment on a buy it now. For me, that just always seems to be a hassle. Literally every day of the week, I sell multiple items to the same person. So for us, I wouldn't do anything to deter that. It's so much easier and so much more beneficial to the actual buyer if you don't actually demand payment immediately, because you're going to have to go ahead and refund or set something else up if they're buying more than one item. Again, I sell so many items to the same person. It just makes no other sense to do it otherwise. You want to build a rapport up with customers. It's the only way to do this, especially if you're selling in clothing or something. There's just so much competition in your area. The only way to actually increase your sales and stand out from everybody else is to have the best items on the entire eBay site, or to offer some of the best service and best options that other sellers just aren't offering. You want them to come to you for a reason, and you want them to come back for another reason. So I know it's not possible to get a whole bunch of multiple sales from the same person with clothing or books, but most other areas, especially collectibles, vintage, music, CDs, movies, collectibles, any of that stuff, even sports, the return customer rate is essential to keeping your business going and to increase your business. Because once you build up a rapport of people coming back and you keep adding one and another one and another one, eventually you've got a big base of people that buy from you. But for us, it's key. It's important that I offer these options for it because, again, I want to increase my business. I don't want to turn off people. I don't want every sale to be a one-off only because no one wants to come back. And again, sometimes somebody will buy something one day or put in an offer, and then a couple days go by before they get a chance to get back. So don't demand payment right away. You're actually hurting yourself. I know a lot of people will say it's tied up. I can't sell to somebody else if this person doesn't take it. That's just a risk you're going to have to take. But 99% of the time, when someone doesn't pay immediately, I do end up getting payment for them. It's maybe one case a month that I have to go all the way through the process and then end up blocking them. 99% of the time, the person pays, within the first week. And if not, I open the case up, they pay, and then I move on. So, I've got a ton of return customers because of this. I've built up my business. I've built up a good following of customers because of these policies and practices. So if you're selling in some categories like clothing, you're really hurting yourself, at least by, demanding payment immediately on some items. Because again, there's so many other people they could buy from. If you're flexible, you're willing to work with somebody, they're going to come back because they know you care about their business. I mean, it's just a given. For those who don't offer any returns, won't work with somebody, demand immediate payment, you're scaring off customers. That's a key factor in who's going to do business with you. You're going to lose a lot right off the bat. And I don't care what you're selling. So again, if you've got 96.5, 98.2, 98.7% feedback, and someone's selling something identical to you or even darn close to it, and they have 100% feedback with a good return policy and a good payment policy, they're going to buy from somebody else. It's just a given. You have to go with how, market trends are going. And I know people say that's not true, but more and more, it's becoming true across the boards. And I know there's sites that, after a certain amount of time frame, you can't return it no matter what. It's a done sale. Eventually there's going to be too many issues from scrupulous buyers that it's just not going to be a practicality for the site to either do it, or they're going to be losing customers to other sites that offer better return policies. It's just the way it's going to go. More and more people are buying offline. Retail establishments are closing down because of this. Larger and larger percent of clothing as well are actually being bought offline. So most big companies are trying to compete with people selling used clothing. So they're lowering the prices. They're offering better return policies. Why would I buy something from somebody for a $10, $15, reduced rate when I can buy it new or buy it from somebody else used with the option to return it? Just like us, I buy most of our stuff offline, so I only buy from people with a good return policy, good payment policy, correct shipping rates, correct shipping weights, the whole works, because I want to know that I'm getting an honest and fair shake. So anyway, hopefully that gave you some ideas on this. Hopefully that gave you some thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified when I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell a friend.